Hey everyone, in this video we'll take a look at the fifth module of the Post Pro panel, which is dedicated to masking and blend if. The live layer mask section makes Luminosity masking fast and intuitive. The way this works is you will first need to select an existing layer or create a new adjustment layer that you want to apply the Luminosity mask to, and then target either the shadows, the midtones, or the highlights to apply the Luminosity mask instantly to that selected layer. Here we have targeted the extreme highlights of the skin to reduce the exposure using the curves layer. The Refine button lets you fine-tune the layer mask using the levels adjustment. Holding Alt or Option key when clicking on the Refine button lets you watch the live image mask preview side by side. The white area in the mask preview is what is affected by the layer adjustments. You can close the preview window when done. The next section is Preview Mask Mode, which has powerful tools for creating and editing luminosity and color masks in Photoshop. The first step here is to create a mask preview of any specific color or the highlights, midtones, or shadows, or one of the specialty masks like edge, depth, saturation, or vibrancy. Once you create a mask preview of your choice, the second step, which is optional, is to further refine the mask using one of these tools from the Refine With section. The brightness contrast icon gives you full control to modify the luminosity range of the mask preview in real time via the levels adjustment sliders. The color luminosity icon can only be used after the luminosity mask presets, and not after any of the color mask presets. This powerful tool lets you take even further control by targeting and modifying the luminosity of specific colors in your image using their respective color sliders. The Refining tools lets you paint over the quick mask preview. The Dodge tool lets you paint white over the gray areas but doesn't affect the blacks. The Burn tool lets you paint black over the gray areas but doesn't affect the whites. You can use them multiple times if required. The Paint White tool paints everything white, and Paint Black paints everything black. You can also make a selection and fill in white or black on these layers. The Invert Mask Preview icon inverts the mask preview. Just like standard masks, the white areas in the image are the ones that will be selected or targeted later. Once you create the final mask preview, the final step is to apply the mask either as an active selection, on a new levels adjustment layer, on a new curves adjustment layer, on a new solid color fill adjustment layer, on a new hue saturation adjustment layer, or save it as a channel, or apply it directly to the current active layer as a layer mask. Take a look at how we've drawn focus to the face by masking out highlights only in the yellows and darkening everything else in the image. The color range icon opens up the color range interface to pick a specific color shade from the image. Make sure that the select menu is set to sampled colors and localized color clusters is checked. To select more areas, you can either use the plus eyedropper tool or hold down the Shift key and click and drag over the colors you want to add. To remove unwanted areas, use the minus eyedropper tool or hold the Alt or Option key with the standard eyedropper. On clicking OK, the panel creates a mask preview of the selected color range. Here, I'm going to apply the mask as a solid color fill layer and set the blue color from the sky to fill in. You can also use one of the color mask presets if you want to create a mask to target any of these colors. The Delete Mask icon cancels the generated mask preview layers. Make sure to always discard the current mask preview before selecting another one. The Highlights, Midtones, and Shadows buttons let you create a quick luminosity mask preview of their respective zones. After clicking any button, you can refine it further and then apply it as a selection or adjustment layer. The Saturation Mask button creates a preview of the oversaturated areas in your image. The Vibrancy Mask button creates a preview of the low vibrancy areas in your image. The Depth Mask creates a mask preview of the depth of field in your image. Before creating an Edge Mask preview, make sure that only one document is open, and then click on the Edge Mask button. This creates a mask of all the edges or outlines in your image. The next section includes the Layer Blend If Zones presets. You can choose from the 11 Blend If Zone presets to control how the luminosity values of the current layer interacts and blends with the underlying layers. Turn on the toggle switch of Preview Blend If to visualize the affected Blend If zone. Holding Alt or Option key when clicking on the 11 zone presets creates a narrower range of luminosity value. The Shadows, Midtones, and the Highlights presets have the widest luminosity range settings built in. And holding Alt or Option key while clicking the Shadows, Midtones, or Highlights presets will give a slightly less luminosity range, but still much wider than the individual 11 zone presets. The Clear Blend If button resets all the layer Blend If settings to default. The panel has the most important Blend If presets, so you don't need to manually do it every time. But if you want to fine-tune the Blend If sliders manually, you can either double-click the layer to open up the blending options, or simply click on the Layer Blend If icon in the bottom section of the panel. Alternatively, you can also clear the Blend If settings by holding Alt or Option and then clicking on the Blend If icon. Blend If coupled with the luminosity and color masks can be a powerful way to make adjustments to your photos. In the next video, we'll take a look at the color grading module of the panel.